Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. I'm here today to bring the review for One Piece manga chapter 814. So the beginning of the chapter was like recap. As we know that Luffy and company they're on their way to see Neko, but as they're on their way they're just talking about stuff and it's mostly just recap and them trying to figure out what they're gonna do in this current situation. We have Zero recapping telling us how they angered Don Flamingo and now they've angered Kaido, and because of all this beef with Sanji, they now have two Yonko on their backs. Most definitely Kaido, but if things don't play out well with Sanji, then they'll have two Yonko on their backs, and this is just basically what is going on through the first couple of pages of the chapter. We see Robin now, and I thought this is very convenient as well. We see Robin, she's like, the Vince Smoke family. I'm sure I've heard that name somewhere along the lines, and I'll get on to why I think that's convenient later on. But yeah, we have that, and we just basically have Luffy deciding that if Sanji can't come back to us, we'll go to him. So it's looking like I'm not gonna get my Sanji solo arc that I really wanted. It looks like they're gonna go over to Cake Island to go talk to Sanji for the most part, but you know Luffy's gonna want to bring him back if he does go over there. So, but yeah, and they have a means to do that because Peckham's is still on Zao. So once Luffy hears that, he's like, alright, cool. I want to talk to Peckham's at the very minimum. So as they get to like Neko's headquarters, whatever it's called. Oh, the well tree, that's it. So they're by the well tree now, and they're just met by Minks, the Minks that attacked Luffy when he first entered Zao, and they're basically apologizing and saying, yo, if there's anything we can do to help with Sanji, we're on it, we're on that, we'll do that for you. So it's looking like if they do decide to go over to the Cape Factory, the Minks are gonna join them for this one. Also during this time, before we go inside to the headquarters, a Mink tells us that how Beppo, and we know Beppo's with Law and the rest of the crew, they're waiting to talk to Luffy. So I'm assuming that they're there, but they might be a little bit off from where they are now. But yeah, we know that we find out through the chapter that they're waiting to talk to Luffy about something. So they go inside and we meet, like we see, well obviously it's not the first time we've seen Neko, but we'll see Neko again. We're kind of reintroduced to him, but we learn like some more about his character. We see him, he's basically a cat, a stereotypical cat. You know how any stereotype you can think of a cat, it was probably portrayed within this chapter. We see just Chopper getting very angry at Neko because he's not listening. Chopper's trying to help him heal up, but Neko refuses to listen, and that goes back and forth like towards the end of the chapter. Now, how the chapter ends off, we see Peckham. Now Peckham has come back, and he's not come back, but he's come into the room, and he's ready to talk. And we learn the following: who set up the marriage? Big Mom and Sanji's dad set up the marriage that is going to that is supposed to take place. We also learn what is this Vince Smoke family, which has probably been a big question for, well, definitely since last week. So ever since the Vince Smoke family was introduced, it was a big question like what's the family? Is it pirates? Is it marines? Is it Gosei family? What is it? It is a family of assassins. The Vinsmoke family is a family of assassins. So I think it's safe to throw away the Sanji is a Prince theories now. So pick them up, put them in the bin, because he ain't no prince. He's Mr. Prince on the sly, but he ain't no prince. He's not royal. He does not have royal blood. He's from a family of assassins. And I'm kind of glad in a way, because I like the thought of a really good solid theory just being proven wrong, because there was loads of facts to back up the theory of Sanji being the prince, but only to just find out now that he's not a prince at all. But it does leave open a question: how is it that the Vinsmoke family was able to pass through the red line so easily? So I'm gonna throw out my own theory right now. So I think that someone within the world nobles employed the Vinsmoke family to kill someone important, and part of their pay for this job was to be relocated in East Blue. That's just, I don't know, something I thought of really quick. Let me know what you think about that. But there has to be a reason why they was able to relocate, because Brooke has said that relocating from North to East Blue is not an easy feat, so there has to be a reason for it, and that's just something that I threw out there that might be or might not be correct. So something else I want to talk about: why is a pirate family getting married to a family of assassins? Now, it has to be for power. It has to be for power. Any family, any group of people would jump at the chance to sign under any Yonko. That's how I feel anyway. Having been signed under any Yonko is very beneficial for any small group of people. So I understand why the Vinsmoke family would want to sign under Big Mom. But what's in it for Big Mom? What does she get for signing under the Vinsmoke family? So we learned that the Vinsmoke family is like very underground. They're famous on the underground scene. So maybe the Vinsmoke family has got mad connections. So like they have mad connections to like underground weapons or underground experiments, or just underground stuff. Maybe because of their underground connections, that is why Big Mom wants this marriage to go ahead, so like the ties are made, and so like the strong family, and like maybe that's why they want this arranged marriage, because like I said in my previous review, arranged marriages are really something that royals do. So it's kind of strange to see like a pirate family and assassin family wanna join ties through marriage. I don't understand why they couldn't shake hands and do it that way, but hey, they want to do it through marriage, so they're going to do it through marriage. One more thing I want to talk about before I call it a review is how are the Hearts Pirates going to play out in this, because they are in the middle of an alliance, even though Law did technically lock it off when he was fighting Doflamingo. But let's just say the alliance is still ongoing. Law didn't mind pissing off Dofi to piss off Kaido. That was his plan. But all this stuff with Big Mom, he might not want to be a part of that. So do you think, I'm throwing out a question to you, do you think that Law is going to want to be a part of all this and tussle with Big Mom? Or do you think that he's going to, once he knows the whole situation at hand, do you think he's going to just say, alright Luffy, like, I'm done, like, I don't want to be involved with this any further, like I'm done, like I'm going that way, yeah. You're going that way. I don't think that'll be the case, because he will still need Luffy to deal with Kaido, but it's just something to think about really. So yeah, and that's everything that came out of the chapter. Like, first part of the chapter was recap, and all the stuff with Neko and Chopper, somewhat funny. And then we had the big drop of finding out that the Vinsmoke family is Assassin's family, and that just deaded the theories right there and then that he can't be a prince. That's everything happened in the chapter. The whole convenience thing that I was talking about with Robin, how she said, you know, in the early stages of the chapter, oh, Vince Smoke family, that sounds familiar. I can totally see, like, the next chapter, her saying, oh, the Vince Smoke family, and then we just get a whole load of information on the Vince Smoke family, and like, that's what I'm talking about, the whole convenience thing, that she forgot, and then if she all this suddenly remembers it in the next chapter, just so convenient and not unnecessary. I mean, not necessarily just trying to drag out the things for as long as possible. At least that's how I see things. We also had some foreshadowing in the chapter as well. So like if we do go over to Cake Island, we've got Peckhams on their side and we've got the Minks on their side. So if we have like the Minks, including Peckhams and the Hearts Pirates and the Straw Hats Pirates, is these three factors enough to take on Big Mom? Or when we do finally get to Cake Island, like I said previously, if Lola is one of Big Mom's daughters, we have that fraction during the fight as well. And like I said as well, with Sanji maybe not leaving all of his family on bad terms, so we have some of the Vince Smoke family joining in the fight as well. With all these factors, or with all these parties all together, would that be enough to take on Big Mom? And I'm gonna leave it there. The rating will be a 3-star, and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.